amount the amount of people in my requested DMs, it's like half and half. It's like half saying, yo, like, thank God you're spreading awareness, which is what I'm trying to do, so other artists don't have to potentially go through what I did and die. And then the other half is, oh, you're a snitch now, bro. He didn't make you do that. All this stuff, like, bro, I'm not a gangbanger. I'm a civilian. How am I a snitch? Did I go to court and fucking rat on my gang? I don't have a gang. You can't snitch if you're not a fucking gang member, bro. Miss me with that. I'm trying to help other artists in particularly my similar situation not die or go down the same path and get in bad deals. You know what I mean? Like, so miss me with that, oh, like, all this shit. Like, bro, I'm living life. I'm like, look at this shit. Look at this fucking view, bro. Like, you think I'm really fucking sad? You guys in the comments really think I'm fucking, like, sad? That's crazy, bro. Snitch. No, I'm trying to...
What's good, y'all? It's J Coffee Talk. Tapping back in with another one, y'all. And you guys hear Lil Xan there, Diego, whatever in the fuck this dude's calling himself nowadays, talking about snitching, not snitching. I don't really see this whole situation as anything to really tie into that. But as I always let y'all know, J Coffee Talks is square, and I'm most def snitching on my internet nerd-ish, you know what I'm saying? But here we are, 2022, it's a new year, and as always, we gotta break this situation down as we do on this channel. So make sure y'all hit the comments. But this is a serious situation, y'all. Like, real talk, so really chime in on this one. Now, Lil Xan, this dude, I don't know, like, comment if y'all ever fucked with his music or not, if it was your cup of tea, or, you know what I mean? He jumped out of nowhere, seemingly, I want to say back, what was it, like 2017, 2018, blew the fuck up. And I mean, you could tell by dude's name, Lil Xan. The album, I believe, is called Xanxiety or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it heavily influenced Xanax and drugs and that whole lifestyle. And when it comes to this, that's like the main thing here. You know what I mean? In my opinion, this, I guess, you know, saying a lifestyle, we could almost call it a death style being pushed out there heavily. You know what I mean? And like a lot of the youth really thinking this ish is cool to be a junkie, you know? Ain't shit cool about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I always point this out that in this internet age, it seems it's harder than ever. Not just with the youth, even some adults can't really just listen to the music they listen to or whatever it is that they're into, music, movies, whatever, and just take whatever it is for what it is, get the entertainment value out of it, interpret it the way they do, and move on. A lot of people feel they have to try to, like, model their life around motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It's completely absurd. But after Lil Xan blew up, you know, he had trouble really pushing on a career, from my understanding and my recollection, because he was all flucked up on all them drugs, all them pills. And what he's referring to here is Stat Quo. I know a lot of y'all remember him. You know, he was signed to Shady Records, part of that whole Shady Aftermath Interscope camp. His album never ended up coming out under the label, and he kind of moved on. At one point, he was doing some stuff with games. Supposedly, they were launching a label that at first they were going to call Rolex Records, and they were going to call it something else. I don't know. They did a song together called Compton that Game had on the OKE or Oak mixtape, Operation Kill Everything. But Stat moved on. You know, I think it's something he had been doing, like A&R work or management work, you know what I'm saying, ghostwriting or whatever. And I guess he handpicked Lil Xan and said, yo, we're going to blow this dude up off this new wave of this subculture of whatever, emo rap. I don't know what y'all exactly call it, the fans of it. And real quick side conversation. Remember when Lil Xan disrespected Tupac, this dumb son of a bitch? But anyways, man, he couldn't get clean. We seen him getting mad, smashing his car up. He kind of faded away from the industry. There was reports he went to rehab. Then there was reports at one time, I think the man went off and lived in the woods and was like, yo, fuck it, I'm just going to sweat it out and get this habit off my back. You know what I mean? A lot of cats don't really realize when it comes to these opiates and pills and all these wild ass drugs or whatever, when it's something that has them physical effects and you get sick, it's a hard thing to shake, to kick. So I guess, once again, y'all tap in. Lil Xan has popped up more recently and done some interviews and basically said, Stat Quo has came out. Or I'm sorry, Lil Xan has came out and said that Stat Quo was feeding him drugs and keeping him on drugs or whatever just so he could get a bag off him. And I guess he put up some other kind of poster, made some other kind of statement where he did take some responsibility for it himself. But I don't know, like, what do y'all think about that? You know what I mean? What's being brought up in this situation is the Lil Peep situation. R.I.P. to Lil Peep, another individual who died very young. I'm sure y'all seen the video that's out there. He died on the road. His mom is currently entangled in a lawsuit against his management and everything like that. They tried to go to arbitration and settlement talk and all that, but she's like, nah, I'm pushing on with this. I want these people to pay. And she more or less is saying that she believes she's fighting the good fight. I'm paraphrasing here, y'all. My words, not hers. But like, she's fighting the good fight in that if she can, make it to where management and those around him that were giving him drugs and everything to be held somewhat responsible for this, that in the future it will change the way management and labels and whoever's on the road with these artists deal with the artists. I don't know, like, hit the comments, guys. Do y'all think this is really going on out there like that? Do you think the management and these teams are really just feeding these artists drugs and keeping them in a trance, more or less? Like, I want to know what you guys think. Or do you think that's on the artists and it's their responsibility? Like, that they need to just do better and know what the fuck they're doing. And, you can't blame everything on everyone else. Well, one individual within the rap game, and I want to point out, y'all, I can't find dude's Instagram. We're talking about Royce the 5'9", who is always chiming in on different issues relating to the hip-hop world or society. Like, he's always trying to get his 2 cents in, his point across. And he's saying what we're seeing here from Lil Xan is the first male Karen moment in the hip-hop world. What do y'all think about it, guys? Is this some straight-up Karen-ish that Lil Xan is doing? You know what I mean? Is he trying to put everything on the next man, on Stat Quo? I want to know, as we're talking about the youth earlier in this video, I was saying they're heavily influenced by all this ish and they think it's cool to, I'm not saying the youth as a whole, but there's a big population growing up that thinks running around doing drugs and, death and destruction and all this stuff is cool. You know what I mean? And another thing that's going on in our current society nowadays is, any parents out there, hit the comments, if you have kids in high school or whatever, like if you've, experienced something like this, like a kid gets in trouble at school or something like that, and all they got to say is, yo, I was feeling triggered, or yo, this happened, or yo, I was depressed or whatever. And then, they're pushing that situation off like it's not their fault. Like, do you think is that similar to what's going on here with Lil Xan, where he's just saying, oh, Stat fed me the drugs, Stat did this, and just putting all the responsibility on the next man? I mean, I don't know. Like, is this some flat out Karen-ish? Is this manipulation? Is this the blame game where nothing's ever anyone's fault? I want to know. Tap in and comment. I'll tell you though, Lil Xan, man, when this dude was coming off, I remember her coming up, I was seeing this dude everywhere and, hearing people talking about him, and he's talking about this 666-ish and all that. Like, I was like, yo, I'm not fucking with this at all. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Here he is a few years later down the road, and he's still around. And apparently he's clean. I don't know. You know what I mean? But he's speaking out trying to raise awareness. He's saying people are calling him a snitch. I want to know what you guys think. Now, something else that I'm going to throw in real quick before I end this, guys, is if, you know, as I'm talking about, it seems like this stuff is marketed heavily nowadays. Pharmaceuticals, painkillers, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys remember when Eminem was coming in the game? He was talking about popping pills and all that stuff like that, and eating mushrooms and all that. And then years down the road, he brought the recovery talk to the rap game. But do you see this as the same thing, or do you see this as different? You know what I mean? I felt like when Eminem was talking that ish, people looked at Eminem as kind of crazy, like, oh man, that white boy's crazy. He's talking about offing his mom, his baby's mom. This dude's something else. And then somewhere along the lines, you know, the status quo changed, where doing all these drugs became acceptable and like cool or something like that. I don't know where the game changed up. But I will say that shit should never be looked at as the norm. You know, I'm not trying to preach to y'all like a dare class or something. It's just drugs are bad. Okay, for real, you know. And specifically, like I said, these drugs that just are so addicting physically and mentally and stuff like that, that you can't really function when you try to put them down, is next level, a next level demon that's just hard to shake, you know. So that's all I got on this one, guys. I want to know what y'all think. I haven't seen Stat Quo respond to this. Maybe he has. We'll dive into this topic a little more. But let me know what you think about the whole situation, this drug culture and all this ish. What do you think about management? What do you think about these rappers? You know, do they need to be more responsible for their own actions? Do you think Royce the 5'9" is correct and this is some male Karen-ish? I want to know what y'all think about it across the board. Thanks for tuning in. This has been another one from J Coffee Talk, and I'm about here, y'all. Happy New Year's. Stay tuned. Content dropping every day. Music, news, sports, current events, life, and much, much more, y'all. And I'm gone. Peace.